She's been described as a multidisciplinary artist, and young creative Keisha Pather has just made a debut on the South African music scene with a track called Airplane Mode. The 17-year-old's first single is a pop ballad infused with R&B hints that delves deeper into issues around platonic and romantic relationships in the digital age. And to tell us more about her music, Keisha joins us now via Zoom. Keisha, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with how and when you started singing and discovered your musical journey.
When I started singing was honestly as far back as I can remember. But when I started really taking it seriously was about 2 years ago after the International Art and Talent Showcase, the Pretoria auditions. I started really delving into my singing abilities and the music industry as a whole. I think that's when my passion for creating music and songwriting really flourished and it started growing, especially during COVID-19 when there was actually time to write and time to express myself.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the music that you make. What type of artist would you describe yourself as?
Definitely a pop to R&B artist. I've noticed my music is a lot more old, if I can describe it that way.
What do you mean old?
My artistry, yeah. Sorry.
What do you mean old?
I feel like although it appeals to the newer generation, it has influence from the more adult contemporary side.
Okay.
As well as the R&B and pop mix. I feel like that's gotten lost over the few generations, and I enjoy delving into that specifically as well.
All right, now take us through your debut single, Airplane Mode. What was the inspiration behind this track and why this title?
Oh, Airplane Mode is, the title specifically is because my phone is always on airplane mode. I feel like my friends can never get a hold of me. And it stemmed specifically, the whole song stemmed from a friendship that I had for 4 years, and I'm no longer talking to this person, unfortunately. But we were really, really close friends, and I knew that they wanted to be in a relationship rather than a friendship. And rather than confronting the issue, I'd rather just let it be and put my phone on airplane mode and pretend nothing actually happened.
Gosh, I can imagine the level of regret that they're going through, seeing you, being the established artist that you are today and being on Morning Live. And I understand that the song also has traces of your own personal experiences when it comes to relationships. And you say that the song took almost a year to write, isn't it?
Yes, it took extremely long. And I think that's mainly because of COVID.
Okay. So let's talk about that and some of the people that you've worked with on this project.
I worked with River Road Records and Gino Lee specifically. He helped me write and produce the single. And I would have like these 2-hour-long sessions with him every Wednesday to go through and write the song. I think that's also one of the reasons it took so long to write, because unlike before COVID, you were able to actually meet with these people and collaborate, whereas now you are only able to meet through a screen.
Now, Keisha, you are a fairly young artist that's currently trying to find her feet in the music industry. How do you make sure that you polish your musical talent?
Practice. Definitely practicing every single day has helped so much, and definitely making connections as well, because especially in the music industry and an industry where you're so close-knit and it's built around being able to communicate your feelings with a bunch of people, being able to communicate that and being able to make those connections is extremely important.
And how do you make sure that your music remains, fresh and relevant and relatable as well, so people can strike a resonance, with your craft?
I think with writing about specifically your own experiences, everyone should be able to relate, because on an existential level, we're all people and we all have such similar experiences and such similar feelings. And with music, I feel being able to express that is beautiful. So being able to stay on top of trends and things by simply being as human as possible and being able to relate those feelings to other people would take my music as far.
And who do you look up to for inspiration and would love to work with in this industry?
Lyra is one of the biggest artists that I'm in love with at the moment, as well as Willow Smith and Khalid. I feel like they have a lot of influence in how I write my music. It's instead of being very upbeat and in your face the whole time, I'm very focused on the ground, keeping my music grounded and having it have that emotion behind it rather than just being a poppy song that you can sing in your room for a few minutes. And
okay, let's talk about the songwriting process, Keisha. You say that it's driven largely by your personal experiences and it's a reflection of your life. Do you simply write your songs as soon as the idea pops up in your mind, or is it triggered by certain events around you?
I definitely say it's triggered by certain events, because with music you need a lot of time to polish the song, and with an event, it's so much easier to write about and to bring back all the emotions and the feelings around the events. Whereas if you're writing specifically on an emotion that just pops up, it's so difficult to polish and write an entire song around it.
Okay. So are you intending to stay on the current genre, or are you looking into embracing more genres in the future?
I definitely hope to embrace more genres in the future, but at the moment, I feel I'm more comfortable with R&B and pop because my voice suits it better. But as my voice grows, I'd love to expand into different genres.
Oh, okay. So where can people catch you if they want to follow your musical journey? Do you have any performances lined up?
Not yet at the current moment due to COVID, but you can follow my social media. All my social media tags are Keisha Pather. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you can follow me there. That's at the moment the best way to keep with the musical journey.
Okay. Keisha, great chatting to you, man. Thank you so much for your time. All the best.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so that was 17-year-old songstress Keisha Pather, and we're just talking to her about a musical journey as well as a newly released debut album titled Airplane Mode.